Hey guys, it's Trix back with another video, and I wanted to talk about the one thing that I think Marvel's Avengers and Crystal Dynamics can do to save their game. I know in a recent video I did predict that the game will be pulling the plug in 2023. We're starting to see a lot of players turning against the game, even the most diehard players. They just don't believe that the team can sustain content to keep people interested in this game. The pace is simply too slow. But there is one thing that I think if they do, it can bring the game back to a profitable state. Now, I still don't believe they're actually going to do it because this is something they probably should have done a long time ago. But right now, I want you to pause the video before I say what I think it is and go down into the comments and let me know what you actually think I'm going to say that this is. While you're down there, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Great way to stay informed on all Avengers content as well as Gotham Knights, Midnight Suns, and other related games. But without further ado, let me jump right into it. So it is free to play, okay? Free to play. I've been harking on free to play for a while, but I do think if the game went free to play sometime in the next few months, I think that is something that can put the game back on a profitable track, because realistically, if you look here, right, the game is barely surviving, okay? And this is the Steam charts, right? So I know PC is not the highest played platform, but even still, I mean, if you multiply these numbers by 10, right, you're probably getting the PlayStation numbers, which is, I'd be hard pressed to believe there's 2,000 concurrent players playing on PlayStation at this exact moment in time. That number is probably pretty high. But the data actually confirms that free to play works. Okay, now I'm going to harker back to a little bit here, and you'll see the Monday, June 28th through Monday, July 26th. And this is just an estimated time frame, but look at these numbers. Up to 10,000 players playing on Steam, and this is because the game actually did a free-to-play month. All right. So the game was actually free to play on Steam and other platforms, and of course we don't have the other platforms, but you could see that's a big jump. People are willing to try a game out on Steam or other consoles if it's free. Whenever there's a new free game of the month, coming out on PlayStation or Xbox, right? Like, people jump on that. Like, they play it. You know what I'm saying? And let's be realistic. We all know that this game should have probably been free to play a long time ago. It is a freemium game, right? They charged $60 for it when it came out. We in hindsight realized that was a total cash grab because they immediately were just charging $15 a suit, right, for cosmetics. So realistically, we know that this game is going to try to, and really all they're going to be supported by is cosmetics moving forward. So the only way to get more players in the door is free to play, all right? The content is not going to do it because they've already proven they can't sustain that. You know, they'll boast and brag about how, they're working really hard on all this content, working really hard on Winter Soldier and Cloning Labs, but at the end of the day, like, the player base is just diminishing, and it's just taking them too long. They've just taken too long, that they've completely missed the boat on all of this. The radio silence has been terrible, and when the content actually comes out, it's going to be a minor bump. You'll see, there's some minor bumps. The game got as low as 500 back in April on Steam, and then popped back up a little over 1,000 when Jane Foster came out, right? So, but then right now we're back even lower, right? Because it just takes them too long to put stuff out that they lose more players than they gain back, right? But if they make the game free to play, players will at least give it a shot, right? More people will end up saying, hey, I do like this, and sticking with it. And they'll actually buy some skins, right? You might be able to get someone to buy, a $5 combo pack or a $10 bundle, right? And that'll generate more revenue for the game to actually continue its operations. And I wanted to bring up, just because you might be thinking it's a little past time for that, that's not actually the case. So looking at this game right here, Warhammer Vermintide 2. Now, this is a little bit of a different game. It's kind of a hack and slash game, but it is an RPG. Obviously, it's not the Marvel IP, it's the Warhammer IP, but this game actually came out way back in February of 2018. So it's older than Avengers by almost 2 years. It's almost a 5-year-old game. And I bring this one up because at the time of this recording, this game just went completely free to play on Steam. All right. Now, it was only a $10 game, right? It wasn't an expensive game on Steam. And it's played primarily, I believe it's actually only on PC. But you could see here, I mean, it was hobbling along. It had like 4,000 players, all, focused right on the PC market. And for a $10 game, that's pretty reasonable. That's pretty respectable. But then it goes from $10 to $0. And look at this. They literally broke their all-time peak of concurrent players. All right. So it can happen with any game. I mean, just because Avengers is a couple years old at this point, people have not forgotten about it. There is still time for Crystal Dynamics to make the switch to free to play and to get those numbers back up. And let's be realistic, no one's actually paying for this game. So the fact that they haven't already made it free to play, I don't know if it's an ego thing. They don't feel like they want to work on a free-to-play game. They want to pretend that this is still a premium product. But let's be honest, I'm on GameStop right here. I could buy the PS4 version of the game for $12 and get the free upgrade to PS5. Xbox is even cheaper because no one plays it on Xbox, right? On eBay, I can get a used copy of this game for $10, right? $2 in shipping. I mean, the game, they're not making money on this game on the shelf sales anymore. 100% of the game's income has to be coming from skins. It has to, right? So they have to go free to play. Now, back to kind of the purpose of the video, that is the one thing. I will not say anything else about what's killing Avengers, what can save Avengers. This is my final take on it from here until the game dies, is that if it dies without going free to play, that is a completely missed opportunity for them because it is proven that it can up the player count substantially by going free to play. The fact that they still think they're going to make a couple bucks here or there by having it not be free to play and having it be sold for $10 at GameStop, when literally everyone has a used copy of it that they can sell for $2 on eBay, it's just not smart business. It's just not. And, there's no content amount that they can sustain that people think will turn around this game, right? If you thought that content was what was going to turn this game around, you would have been right if they could do it, right? If they could actually put out a good product and get people to come in that way, that would be the ideal way to do it, right? But they've already proven they just can't handle it. They are too small of a development team. They're working with an absolute skeleton crew, and as hard as the individual people working on the game are actually working, it's just not going to be good enough. They're bleeding out too many players. Versus how many are actually coming back into the game or new to the game even when new content comes out. So that is my absolute last thing on this topic. If they make the game free to play, then it's got a shot, and I think it's got a pretty good shot. But if they continue to not, to resist the urge to make it go free to play after years and years of everyone telling them it's a good idea with the data to show it, then they're going to kill themselves, and it'll be completely on their hands when the game pulls the plug. That's it for me, guys. Let me know what other thoughts you had down in the comments below. As always, be sure to subscribe, hit that thumbs up on the video, and join the Discord as well. Link in the description. That's it for me, y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.